Okay.
Good morning. Welcome to Saturday Small Business Leaders, and we are here with Serenity Funeral Planning Consultants LLC, the owner and founder, Jacqueline Jackie Scoggins, was established in 2024 with a mission to empower families to make informed, confident decisions about funeral planning, whether in advance or at a time of need. With a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and a minor in mathematics, Jackie's journey into the funeral planning industry may seem unconventional, but is grounded in a deep sense of purpose and calling. After several years of working within the funeral industry, Jackie recognized a significant gap. Families often begin making critical, costly decisions under immense stress without the clarity, support, or knowledge they deserve. Driven by compassion and a desire to serve, she founded Serenity to be an independent educational resource free from sales pressure and focused entirely on the needs of the family. Jackie's approach is grounded in her belief that families should never feel overwhelmed or alone during one of life's most difficult moments. Through personalized consultations, she provides a calm, respectful space where clients receive clear guidance, practical tools, emotional support, whether planning ahead or navigating immediate loss. Jackie ensures that each family is equipped to make thoughtful, empowered decisions. Guided by the values of compassion, integrity, respect, professionalism, and empowerment, Jackie treats every client as she would her own family. Her mission is simple, yet profound, to bring peace of mind during life's most sensitive transitions so families can focus on what truly matters, honoring their loved ones.
Mhm.
Well, Jackie, thanks for joining us. Uh, just anything else you would like to add to that introduction?
No, I think you did a very good job, Michael, and I thank you for allowing me for this time and space to be able to talk to your podcast audience. So I think you did a very good job on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Jackie, you have written a book to help others. Could you just explain the title of your book and kind of what it goes over?
Sure. My book is called Empowered Funeral Planning, A Practical Guide to Funeral Planning Without Pressure. My book is available on my website. It's also on Amazon, but I ask everybody to go to my website because then I can see who actually purchased it. With Amazon, there is no trace of who purchased it. I would like to, keep in touch with the families that actually purchased the book and send them some thank you notes if possible. But my book was written simply to sort of bridge the gap between families who are making plans and the funeral homes providing them with the service. A lot of times they don't know a lot of the terminology or may not understand what they're actually getting. And so, because of that, I wanted to write a book to give them step-by-step guidance that will navigate their planning to make clarity out of their decisions and so that they know exactly what they're getting and why. Also, I explained to them about the rights of a consumer. What are things that are allowed and not allowed? What if they don't want a service, they don't have to pay for it. The funeral home should not be requiring that. Also teach them about how to purchase cemetery property outside of the cemetery because sometimes people just can't afford the prices of what the cemetery is giving, but there are other avenues that they can take to buy that same property or maybe a property in a different garden, but at a lower price. So I try to do is help them navigate this process because sometimes they don't know what to do. And so my book is to give them the power to make those wise choices before a need or during a need, but have that clarity and confidence that when they make those choices, they did it because they knew what they were getting.
Awesome. So, did you have a mentor in this process to help you write that book?
No. I say that the only mentor I had was Jesus Christ, because every day I prayed over it. I started this company in September of 2024, but April of 2024 was when I left the funeral industry and I decided I wanted to start my own business. So I got involved with the Small Business Administration. At that time I was living in Sacramento because I was helping my daughter with my grandson.
Oh,
And
okay.
when I was out there, I found out about Small Business Administration. So I started learning about how to start a business. I took a 6-week course here from an Oakland chapter that taught us about business planning and how to do business planning. It was called A New America out of the Small Business Administration group. And I also got involved with the Small Business Development Center, and I got a mentor who was helping me with my mission statements, my vision statements, and all of the core values and things that you would write for a business. So I got a lot of advice from mentors in that way. But for the book, no, Jesus Christ, I found that, when I was making my own, how am I going to do this business type of documents and putting things together, I found that there was not one location where everything was. You can either go get it here or you can go get it there, but it wasn't one location. So I thought, well, if I'm having trouble figuring out what I need to know, how are other people figuring this out? So that's why the book it was inspired to write. I don't have to be everywhere at all times, but my book can be everywhere at all times, and people can read the book if they need to know guidance on planning funerals.
So you said you worked in the funeral business before starting your business.
Yes.
What kind of work was that?
I did pre-need planning. So I wrote contracts for pre-need, not any at needs. I just did pre-need, which means that a person would come to us if they wanted to plan in advance, and I would help them do the planning process. But I also did seminars and workshops where I would do educational information sharing. But what I found that it was more on the sales side for the business. And I get that because that's what their business is about. But I was
Hmm.
more wanting to do the communication side and they didn't actually have that platform enough for me. So I decided, how can I help more and do this without having the pressure of selling something to someone? So that's why I didn't want to affiliate myself with the funeral home or a cemetery, but I wanted to be able to be a source for any funeral home or any cemetery and let the consumer be the one I advocate for.
Okay, very good.
Mhm.
Um, so how did you first start marketing your business and getting clients?
Word of mouth. Attending networking events where
Okay.
like we met. Um, a lot of it has been family, friends, started it out. Friends would refer other friends to me that they knew that had someone who was either looking or had a passing that they had someone pass and they needed help because they didn't know what to do our, family telling other family members. And that's how it's been going so far. I have written my own website, to be honest with you. I have been doing every part of the business aspect that you can think of. That's been what I've been working on. It's just been me. But I have been connecting with um, senior centers, and I've done a couple of seminars and workshops with them. I am going to be doing another big one on the 25th of this month, a seminar, a workshop for probably about 25 people, hopefully. But we're working on trying to just educate, and I am just really just trying to get family and friends and people that I don't know. And I've met a couple of clients, I don't even know who they were. I just got referrals. And that has been very helpful for me because I have helped them and I've gotten responses back about how that service really was a blessing for them at that time.
And that event is on the 25th, you said?
Yes, I do have a big event on the 25th. It's a workshop. Sorry, my computer's making noise. It's a workshop on the 25th of July that I have. Yeah.
And on the 26th, you're going to be at the vendor fair in
Yes.
San Leandro
Yeah.
at Zenti Bistro,
You sure?
which
Yeah.
is at 500 Davis Street. I'm not sure if I can share the screen so everybody can see that.
Yeah. I have a couple of other educational seminars that are coming up as well while you're getting that together on my website, which is Jack Jace. Oh, that's cute. Save the date. I didn't know, I hadn't seen the vendor thing, but that's really nice. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't seen the flyer, but I do have another event coming up, two more, one on the 11th from 5 to 7, and then one on the 17th from 12 to 1. And both of those events are going to be educational events with the Green Growth Homeownership Center. That's 3160 Crow Canyon Road, Suite 150 in San Ramon. And our
Okay.
educational, the first one on the 11th is going to be about funeral planning, senior placement, and about long-term care. So there's three, four speakers that will be there, and I think it's going to be a worthwhile educational seminar, and they're all free. The one on the 17th will be just me talking about the funeral planning. My whole thing is about protecting your loved one, prepare with confidence, and empower your future. So your decision that your plan is why I say your future, because it is a plan for the future. Um, to be empowered with making those decisions and not let other people make them for you.
And the one on the 17th, where is that going to be?
Same location, Green Growth Homeownership Center, 3160 Crow Canyon Road, Suite 150. And
Okay.
yeah, both of them will be at the same location.
So can you share with us, you know, what client that really inspired you or really meant a lot to you with working with them and how that happened?
So my process is I get a phone call from someone if they either have a family member who has passed or they have a family member who needs planning or they just want to plan for themselves. Those are the clients that I actually have been receiving calls from. And when they call, I sort of help them out with the process. I first gather some information, so I have to do some gathering of what their request would be. Like, what is it that you want? What are some of the special things you may need to honor your loved one, or what they want to have at their tribute, or what would you like to have at your own celebration of life? I had a lady who said she wanted bagpipes, so I said, make sure we write that down. So I got that down as bagpipes, so her family knows she wants bagpipes at her services. So when I get with the family, I gather the information and then I do the research for them. I will get them quotes. I will talk to replicable places, talk to people, and if I don't know the location, a lot of times I'll even drive over and meet the people because I want to see the feeling of what that family will see if they're a stranger, right? Not someone who knows some location, but a place where you don't know me. How are you treating your strangers? How do you treat those that are coming in? And I watch and I observed everything. So for me, the families that I've helped, I've sent them to places that I A, know very well. So I'll give them referrals to people. B, that I know they're going to get treated well. And C, that they're going to be saving some money. So my person that I have had the most wonderful experience with was one who mom passed, and they had called me before to make, I should have turned that sound off. They had called me before to make plans. But unfortunately, it didn't pan out before the mom passed.
Mm.
So the mother had passed, but there was a long process in her situation. But I remember her saying to me, if it wasn't for me helping her, she wouldn't know what to do. The person I sent her to was a God blessing. The funeral home that she received her services from, and then the cemetery that she received her services from was all referrals that I provided to her and connected her with people that I A had never met but knew. One of the persons who gave me the name, the place to go. But when I talked to the person on the phone, I could feel it. I can tell that they would treat them right. They gave me the right information because they didn't know who I was. Like I don't give I'm the funeral planning consultant. No, I'm a client.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I want to make sure they're going to give me the truth and how this business works, right? So if I get that feeling and I hear that, I'm going to send my clients to you. So I do that for my clients.
So how do you connect with all these different funeral directors and how do you build your relationship with them? And just provide good service to your clients.
I go to them. I walk in. I have met so many people just recently that I will go to the funeral home, I will go to the cemetery, I will walk around, I will go in as if I was you, a client, like the family. You said I treat people like this is my family. I do because I want to make sure when my family walk in the door, they're going to get a smile, they're going to get a greeting, they're going to get a welcome that is loving and embracing and not just like rude or pushed off or pushy. I've
Hmm.
seen people in that situation, and that's just not where you want to be. And I want to make sure that, the services that they're going to receive lines up with what they're requesting. So if they don't offer something that they're going to need, and I have conversations with the people, then I'll let them know that, you thought you wanted that place, but they don't offer this. So if you want to change it, you can, but at least you know and you're aware of it. But here are a couple of other places that, are in the area as well. But I will go out and meet with them. I've met so many people and just sharing with them what I do. I share my book with them. I let them see what I've written in terms of where I'm coming from. And the family will get a good report from me to know that I've met with these people. I've gotten quotes from these people. I feel comfortable with them.
So once again, how do people find your book?
Oh, it's on my website, funeral planning for you, the number four, the letter U.com. I have it on my website, and that's also on Amazon, but I also tell everybody to buy from my website so that I can at least know who purchased it because Amazon doesn't have a trail. It just says you sold this many. But if I can make a connection with you and send you a thank you note or be appreciative for you doing that, that'd be great. If you want to send a review to Amazon, that's great too. You can send reviews, but you don't have to purchase it from them. But yeah, it's on my
Hmm.
website, and my website will link to my personal book page, and it's JacquelineScogginsAuthor.com is where the book is actually published on.
Okay. Is there any other thing that we haven't discussed that you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, there's two things that's funny. I'm writing a children's book, honestly, right
Oh,
now.
wow.
I'm just waiting for illustrations, and I'm going to start working on the illustrations. It's more about a little kid's perspective of a funeral and the parents having to talk to the children. I thought that was something that is something needed also. So I just sort of wrote that also, God led, to create that. So I'm just waiting for the illustrations to come out. One of the things I do want to say is that people run from me when I say funeral planning. I'm not a funeral home. I don't own a funeral home. I don't own a cemetery. I am solo, me personally working for the client. My mission is to help clients so they don't feel what I had to endure 1 year with my uncle when he passed unexpectedly. I actually was in the arrangement room with my aunt and my cousins, and none of us had ever planned a funeral. We have attended many funerals before, but I think that one hit us a little harder because it was unexpected death. Um, and so going to the arrangement room, I remember feeling the business aspect of it, and I'll say it that way, um, that it was, an emotional time for us, but also a lot of planning, a lot of decisions, a lot of things my aunt had to figure out, what she had and didn't have, what he wanted, didn't want. It was just a lot because they had not had that conversation in details yet because no one was expecting that to happen. But no one knows when it's going to happen. So I know that's something we don't think about. But after that experience, and then the next year, I lost five family members: my grandfather, my great aunt, my sister, my oldest sister, my cousin, and a niece. And they were all within 2 to 3 months of each other. And grief is real. And I experienced it. I know what grieving feels like. I know when you're grieving, you try to stay busy, you try to do so much things. So my heart was in so much disarray at that time in 2009. I started working for a cemetery actually, for a little while doing advanced planning. But I was still working in my IT field. As I said, I was in IT for 30 plus years in high performance computing at very large companies. I retired in 2021 from that, but remembering those feelings of those experiences of arrangements and having that many loss, and then COVID hit us. And as COVID hit, I just thought about how many people have had to walk into a funeral home unprepared, and it just weighed on my heart. And so in 2021, before I retired, I reached out to the person I had worked for in the past and said, "Hey, I'm looking for something different, and I want to help families understand the planning process." So he reached out and told me about his location, but I told him that was too far. So he's connected me to a location closer to my house because, like I retired, I didn't want to drive far. So I did
Uh-huh.
that for about 3.5 years, and I just really felt it was more on the salesy side. And I'm IT, I'm not a salesperson. I am more about educating, empowering, and helping people. And so that's why I came up with the name Serenity Funeral Planning Consulting, because it's more than just the name. It's about helping people navigate this process with clarity, empowering them to make the decisions and being able to honor their loved one without that extra stress with the planning process. I know it's going to be a lot to do, funeral planning. I understand it, but if you do majority of it in advance, it takes away a lot of the stress. And a lot of the things that people don't realize is you may be the only person who has the answers to the questions that they're going to be faced with. And if you didn't write it down, you didn't prepare the family, that puts more stress and burden on them. And it's costly, it's very timely, and it's very emotional to plan a funeral. And if I can help you with those three things, navigate through those three things, I think I've done a service to you and your family because I hope that your family will get an experience to celebrate your life and not celebrate your life, grieve through your life, feel this pressure of having to do the planning and making sure it's done right. Because guess what? This is the one event you can never redo. You
Right.
can redo it. You can
Hmm.
renew your vows. Yeah, you can have another wedding. First one didn't go right. Let's have a second wedding somewhere, our own place. But this is the one thing you can never redo. And so this is, I hope, to let families not live with grief, but live with the honoring and that respect of I did the right thing, right? Knowing that they feel sad still because the loved one's not here, but they feel like, you know what, everything was already planned out. It was a very simple process for planning. All I had to do was really just get prepared for, the last day, the burial, or wherever the placement will be. And it made me feel a little bit better. I did miss them, but I know that they are okay because they helped me through that process.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing that.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
So this Jackie, thanks so
Mhm.
much for being on our podcast.
Thank you.
Once again, Serenity Funeral Planning Consultants. You can reach out to them. They're located in San Lorenzo.
Mhm.
Their phone number is 510 397 0635. And the website to reach Jackie is funeral planning, the number four, u.com, and number four and the letter u.com.
Mhm.
And Jackie, it's been a great pleasure to have you on. It was a pleasure meeting you. And once again, if you'd like to meet Jackie, those places that she mentioned, plus the vendor fair on July 26th.
Mhm.
It's an indoor-outdoor event. Doors open at 12 p.m. noon, and it goes till 8 p.m. Once again, it's at 500 Davis Street in San Leandro, Ed Zenti Bistro.
I'm going
So,
to tell you my book, Michael, too, just so that they can see
oh,
that.
and here is Jackie's book,
Yeah.
Empowered Funeral Planning. You can get that book at the website, funeralplanningforyou.com.
Hmm.
Um, and you can also get it at Amazon, but Jackie would greatly appreciate it if you'd get it from her. She can track it, and and give you a thank you for
Yeah.
everything.
Yes, yes.
Do you have
All
any closing comments?
All I want to say is thank you, Michael. Thank you for the podcast family for allowing me to have this opportunity to speak with you. You can call me directly too. My cell phone is 510-507-8405. I am really an advocate for the client. I do referrals to cemeteries and funeral homes as you desire, the locations you pick. But my whole plan is to help you navigate this process because one of the things I say, navigate with clarity, not the unknown. Let Serenity empower your plan.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Have a good one.
Jackie, Scoggins has been on Saturday's Small Business Leaders. It's been a pleasure having you, and we look forward to seeing you on July 26th at least.
Thank you. Thank you.